Well, once again, welcome to this new channel that I'm presenting and want to get off the ground. Um, it is to some extent based on a request by a very good friend, but also this is my passion. Um, So I'm talking about Lunar Geotechnics, and yes, um, I've been very much known as the lunatic in my fraternity because I have this passion and interest in the moon. Actually, I must admit, I've had it literally had this interest and passion for the moon literally even before I went to school. So I'm talking pre 1969 when uh, those very well known words were spoken, the ones we all know about. Um, you this is just one small step for man and a giant leap for mankind. And with that, Neil Armstrong uh, gathered a absolutely lifelong fan. I wish I could meet him, uh, but those were the words that um, helped me, uh, to become completely interested and follow a career in this field. Uh, this is the second lecture or second talk on this thing or this. I don't like to use the word thing because it's not a thing. It's actually very serious, important work and research for me. Um, I was thinking of going a little bit um, easy, even maybe even a little bit funny, because that's what I do. But the reality is, I want this to be a serious research project, and it is a serious research project. So maybe I should just jump in. Uh, I'm going to jump back just one or two steps. I had the very fortunate opportunity. I've been to Houston and Cape Canaveral meeting with several NASA scientists, etc., including the well known Professor Dr. Paul Spudis. I met him on several occasions, being lucky enough to have done that before he passed. And in the process, I also met Professor Clive Neal, and his name will come up whether he likes it or not, um, because we've had some interesting meetings, etc. Um, so, in my um, channel, I am going to reference Clive, but I'm also going to reference Dr. Spudis from the Lunar and Planetary Institute's videos as reference material because it is important, um, and it formed a lot of the basis of my work. But, excuse me, I'm going to talk about the work that I've done and proposed. So, to some extent, I'm going to read or paraphrase, if not directly read, from the abstract from some of the work I've done. So, a couple of years ago, I wrote a paper and presented it, and the title was A Proposed Lunar Geotechnical GIS. I'm an engineering geologist, so geotechnics interests me, but I am also quite proficient in GIS, Geographic Information Systems, and have worked extensively as an analyst in very many fields, applying GIS, but mostly regarding geotechnics, and that's, my master's degree was using GIS for engineering geology in South Africa. So what I have proposed is using GIS for geotechnics of the moon. And so I'm going to paraphrase from one of my abstracts. So the Lunar Mapping and Modeling Project, LMMP, is a NASA-led initiative with the aim of creating a single, consistent, uniform, intuitive, and easy to use NASA portal that accesses lunar mapping and modeling products, tools, and media for the benefit of all. So the Lunar Web Mapping Application, PDS or PIGWAT, and it may have changed names in the intervening years, because for a while I was out of this, but the United States Geological Survey are using GIS extensively, and they are advocating the principles of the Lunar Mapping and Modeling Project. So a dedicated lunar geotechnical GIS is what I'm proposing, and when I wrote this paper many years ago, it wasn't a big thing. And the funny thing is, it still isn't a big thing. For some reason, geotechnics on the moon just keep on sucking on the hind teeth, if I can use such a bad expression, but whenever we need and are investigating a new planet or a new body, such as the moon, the first people on site are astronauts who had been trained to a very deep extent on geology and geotechnics, because that is ultimately important. We need to know what we are dealing with when we get there, be it the moon, be it Mars, be it any other planet. But for now, let's focus on the moon. But obviously we need to bring in Mars for several reasons. But the bottom line is we need to know what the geotechnical properties are, because if we get there, we are going to need to know what materials we have to work with. We absolutely need to know how are we going to survive in that environment. Can we build on the moon, in the moon, or whatever? What material can we use in order to do our bit in order to survive? I'm going to stop here for now because I don't want the videos to get completely out of hand, but I'm going to make another recording right now, which would be the next step, what I would call methods and results. But for now, geotechnical properties of the moon are extremely important, and we need to focus on it, and we need to go into that. And I'm going to go into detail quicker than most might expect.